Okay, well, hello everybody. This is Charles Harper. I'm here with Amy Harrop. Amy and I actually met, and you're probably tired of hearing me saying this, but we met at a conference. And as I've said, I mean, I probably talk less than anybody you know in internet marketing. Amy's one of the few people that actually talk to me. So I've remained friends with her, and she puts out some really cool stuff along the lines of being able to take, content and do stuff with it. And that's what I really like about what she does. And so Amy, hello.
Hi, Charles. Thanks for having me here today.
Yeah, what I've been seeing lately is whether it's in the, JVZoo Warrior Plus space or even outside of there is that um, people still, whether they are promoting information products or they're promoting physical products, you still have to have a lot of content. And it seems like that's becoming like standard now. In the beginning, it wasn't, but now you've just got to have it and you got to have it every place. Are you saying the same thing?
I am, and I think what you've even pointed out as a trend. I mean, and this is a trend not only just in sort of the online marketers community, but also with bigger businesses and corporations and people in general who are looking to make an impact online, because there is a lot of things out there. And what people are finding, everyone from, people like us, more solo entrepreneurs to bigger businesses, is that having content, content marketing is really helpful. And there's been a lot of research and studies that have come out that have shown that people really respond much more to, getting to know somebody through some type of online content, whether it's a free report, a blog post, a video, an infographic, of course, social media, and then, getting connected with you. And then, then they're much more apt to buy something and buy repeatedly from you. And so it's just psychologically, it just works a lot better than just, sending people straight to an advertisement.
Yeah, right on. I have said that, typically we're not necessarily in competition, in the Zoo and Warrior Plus space. But what I am seeing though is that when people sort of catch up or people sort of come out of nowhere, it really isn't out of nowhere. You do research on them and you find out they've been creating this content that have brought people to them over a long period of time. I mean, is that something you're seeing also?
Yeah, I've seen that the people who are really sort of doing this more consistently and are getting, I think, better results long term are people who are saying, okay, well, I'm going to invest in having content out there and putting together the type of content that people are going to respond to, whether it is free or paid or both. And I'm definitely seeing that.
Okay, so when we use the word content, so what does that mean? Content basically, whatever you're promoting is what you sort of divide it into visual, text, and video, or is that how to think about it?
I think that's a good way to think about it. I also like sort of the funnel concept of thinking about content marketing style where you might have something that attracts people, whether it's a blog post or it's a social media post or graphic or it's a video. And then that gets people to take action, whether they're going to opt in and then get maybe a freebie report or a lead magnet. Or perhaps you have a free book up on Amazon and then that people, read that and then they go buy your paid book. So I do like thinking about that sort of idea of the pyramid where you have a lot of people who are going to look at your free content that's out there, and then some of those people are going to take a step and get your free content that's not available to everybody, and then those people are going to pay for content.
Right.
So I like thinking about that in terms of kind of like a content journey. And in terms of modalities, definitely. I mean, you got video, which is now, so popular, written content, which I'm fond of, different types of visual content, whether it's something like a quote graphic or an infographic, uh, and even audio content as well, So there's just a lot of different types of content out there.
And now, I mean, with the sort of journal craze, some of that's even moving into physical, right? I mean, you can now just get it out there that way.
Exactly, and that's actually one of my favorite types of content is what I like to call low content, which is very little content where you are having the person who picks it up actually do a lot of the content themselves, whether it's a journal, whether it's coloring book, whether it's puzzles, whether it's a checklist or worksheet. And that I think is great because what it allows people to do is allows people to participate with you, and then they feel more ownership over what it is that they're doing as well. You know, if they're answering or filling in some responses to something, then they have more of an emotional connection to it.
That's sort of like what I like about this guide you're doing, because the way I see content is you sort of have the creation portion and you have the production portion. I think you know conceptually people get the production part. What bogs people down, I think sometimes, is moving from creation to production. So, you know, I got first of all I gotta conceive it and I gotta to think about what I'm gonna say, and then I have to produce it. And sort of what you're doing here in your guide is you're sort of bridging this gap between creation and production.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's a good way to look at it. Automagic content really highlights how us, our sort of everyday people, can use a lot of free and low-cost automation tools to help get our content out there quicker and easier. And I think a lot of people get overwhelmed because they think, oh, I got to sit down and write some 10,000 page book and blah,
Right.
blah, blah. And you can certainly do that, but you don't really have to do that. In fact, if you have something that is just maybe like a short piece of written content, you can do a lot with that. You can create a visual with that. You can create a video with that. You can create graphics with that. You can create audio with that. And you don't have to do it all manually from scratch either, nor do you need to, pay somebody to do it for you. And
Right.
that's really what Automagic content is focusing on. I do have some other trainings out there about content, but this particular training is really and the guide is really focused on taking advantage of these tools so you can take the content that you have or private label rights content. It doesn't have to be content that you've personally put together. Take it and actually get more mileage out of it and do other things with it so you can get it out there.
So this can really benefit that person who's maybe not yet at that step where they want to go out and hire people to start putting this content out there. But they do recognize that, okay, I've got these products and I got to promote them by doing content.
Right. If they have access to private label rights content, they can use it with this. If they have, stuff that's been sitting on their hard drive and they realize, hey, this is good content and, I have this, but I haven't really done much with it. What they can do is they're going to be able to change it enough where it's going to be more unique and it's going to be something that people are going to pay attention to, so they're not just going to take some report and say, okay, well, this is private label rights, it's good, but a lot of people kind of used it. They're going to be able to take it and make it more unique and make it more of their own by doing some simple changes and repurposing.
No, that's cool. Okay, so most of the people who are listening, they're getting private label rights video, right? Sometimes, and most of the time, it's sort of technical. I know we talked about that the last time we talked, which is finding ways to take that instructional content. But what I want to sort of think about here is, okay, so let's say I have this group of private label rights videos. What forms can I put this in to kind of help me with this creation production process?
Well, there's a lot of different things you can do. One of the things you can do is you can take them and, of course, just upload them. But what you can add is you can add captions to the videos. And captions are really, really, really important, especially if you're adding videos to someplace like social media,
Yeah.
because a lot of people watch videos on mute there. And so one of the tools that I talk about in the guide is how to automatically add captions to your videos. So that changes it right there because you're adding something to that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, the other thing you can do, of course, is you can you can chop that up into shorter video pieces. You can take it and transcribe it and do some other things with it in terms of turning it into written content, making maybe like a free report, a series of free reports. There's also a very cool free tool that I share in the guide that actually allows you to what's called remix content. So you could have your video and maybe you've made like a transcription out of it, and you could take that with um, screenshots, having screenshots of the video, and you can actually remix that and make different types of content with it.
Hmm.
So you can have like a how-to guide with that, you know, where you'd have some different graphics and bullet points and so forth. And that once you put that content in there, it's actually like all automated. You just like, you know, push a button, remix, and it'll like change it up. So there's just lots of different things you can do.
Hmm. Yeah. So now I know the thing. I'm a video guy, so the thing that always throws me, you know, when I do get PLR is the PDF guide, and I know in my brain that there's stuff I could do with it, but that whole thing just sort of overwhelms, you know, my brain because it's not in my rhythm. So is there something that I can do? Let's say I got I don't know 100-page PDF and it's got all kinds of good content in it. And is there something that I can do with that PDF document?
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with that. One of the things you can do is you can actually extract more of the outline from that, and you can create a mind map from it and then go off on that. And I talk about how to do that in the guide, where you can extract some of the main points from that PDF and then use that as like an outline and or a mind map to take that and hang that out, and then maybe add in some additional stuff with it. There's a lot of great free research out there, and if you've gotten some good points from a PDF guide, you can then also go and get some other quick facts or additional things to put in there. And so then you're going to have new content once you put that together, whether you want to make a shorter report out of it, or whether you want to take and do a video from that. You know, you could even do like a talking points video going over that. Or whether you want to expand that maybe into something that's more visual, like an infographic. So there's lots of great things you can do with that.
So the guide is not just helpful for the person that wants to let's say take PLR and then create something all over. It can actually help the person who sort of has like knowledge in an area, and they're sort of buying the PLR to kind of help them get stuff out there. What it sounds like is that you know, when I understand some of these processes, I can then take some of my own expertise and inject it into, you know, what the automation does to make something that's really unique.
That's a great point. And I think that's a really wise way to use content you have, is not just to use it as is, but to take it and inject your own point of view and your own knowledge and liven it up and make it more unique. And I really think that the tools and strategies can be used for pretty much anybody who maybe is a bit of an expert and wants to add in with some of the basics of what they already have, or they have some stuff that they've put together and they're looking to break it up a little bit more and make it more unique. They can do that.
Yeah. Now I've actually read through the guide, and you know, once again, I mean, just as I felt about Instructo, I think this is very well done. And so I think what I'm going to do, and for those of you who are listening to the call, um, I will actually bring you on a webinar. And depending on when you're hearing this, you know, it might already be recorded. And I will show you, because it's likely you probably have private label rights video from me and my partner, Jonathan. I will show you how to take, you know, the videos and go through some of the stuff that Amy does in the guide, right? So you get the guide, and someplace in the checkout area, just look for the webinar, whether it's recorded or live, and then you will get me going through a training on sort of how to take the videos you already have from us and then use some of the strategies that Amy is talking about in the guide. And one of the good things is you've got a cheat sheet in there to kind of summarize everything for the people who don't even have time to read all, you know, read the 100 pages, right? So somebody could take the cheat sheet and they could kind of walk through some of the processes. Is that right?
That's right. So the components of this is you have the main guide, and that's really the meat and potatoes. There's also a cheat sheet, so you can access the main points quickly. I've also included, and this is one of my favorite parts, what I call recipes, where I actually do a demonstration of taking some content and showing specific applications of what I'm talking about in the main guide, so you can see how one piece of content can get transformed. I also include a list in spreadsheet format of all the tools that I talk about. And then I've also included, I think there's 5 videos that help, again, do a demonstration of some of the tools that I show in the guide, so you can watch over my shoulder and see how the tools actually work.
No, that's cool. Well, as always, Amy, I liked this guide a lot, especially for the people who get our PLR. If you're listening wherever you're hearing this, go to the plrshow.com/ACTN. And what's going to happen is, once you get it, you'll go to the checkout area and you'll be able to get either the recording or you'll be able to get on my live call. And I think that'll be very helpful to you. The guide's helpful in and of itself. Even if you did not have my training, you'd be able to get this guide and kind of get started right away, even if you just got the cheat sheet and use Amy's recipes. But I really want to encourage you to go through the guide, right? I mean, even though it's 98 pages, it's a fast read. And if you do it and you understand it once, you'll be able to see a lot of the stuff you already have on your hard drive is really going to be useful to you, getting started. So Amy, as always, thanks for hanging out with me. And any last words about this?
Well, again, I want to thank you for adding value to this. I think I definitely encourage people to check out Charles's training, because I think it's going to be even more helpful with this. And I want to say, this is a great guide to get if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like, oh, I don't have the time or the energy to like put so much content out there. This is definitely going to help you streamline it and make it faster and easier.
Okay, so with that, thanks everybody. I appreciate you all being here. Have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.